All right. All right, let's see how this goes. Because I don't even know exactly what I'm going to do, but I brought your version into Photoshop. I just got it on a layer. I can turn that off too. So I'll just keep turning it on and off for reference and kind of just like almost recreating a lot and just trying to see what we can do with what we have. I'm also going to cut out some of the stuff. I'm trying to think of the best way to do some of it. Let me see. All right. I want to mask out this part just because I don't know if we should use the article looking stuff. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I got to rasterize the layer so that I can do shit on it. Otherwise it complains. All right, just to be less destructive, I'm just going to add another layer and then cover it with white and just pretend that it's erased. And then we can always just quickly go back and see what we're doing. So yeah, so I took the other one too, right before starting. So we have this one by itself too. So I just did the square thing and cut it out, put it on its own layer so that we can fucks with it. Let's turn that off, turn yours back on, and we can just go back to our white. And then we can just do that same thing. I'll just semi-erase it by selecting it and then just painting white on top. But now we can turn ours on and change the size of it. And kind of fuck around with that. Yeah, this is a little bit difficult because of the size differences between them, between Army Times and what we're doing. There's like our Army Times reference. It's like theirs are more square, which is kind of retarded. Makes it a little tough. Let me see. Another thing we can... Yeah, let's just... I guess someone's just going to start by trying to separate as much as possible. And then a lot of this is to get rid of the pixelation and shit, the fuzziness. We'll probably just end up recreating some of that. If we can't find a high-res version of like the Army Times or even this thing, we could just step by step just recreate it by making a box and putting the text back in and stuff. It might be a little bit tedious, but it'll help it make the thing look as good as possible. So yeah, I'm just gonna copy that, create a new layer, and paste it onto that. Now there's two of them, so although I should have deleted it before I brought it over. All right, let me outline it again real quick. I'm just gonna do my white thing. Go back to my white layer, turn it white. I think I got it. Let's go back to your layer. And let's just grab this bitch. Make sure I get the top of the bottle. We might end up recreating it anyway. There's that. Do a new... Actually, before I do that, I'm just gonna white it out, make a new layer. I'm gonna paste it back in. Now it's its own guy, just like all this stuff, which we don't want that. Okay, gotta make sure that's on top of the white layer. Gotta keep the white near the bottom. So, all right, let's see what's left. Just that text. All right, just gonna grab that, go to the white layer, boom, create a new layer. That's not what I wanted to do. Come on, I thought I copied it. Fuck's going on? All right, I'll try that bitch again. All right, copy, stick it on a new layer, delete it, select it, and then, oops, wrong layer. think that might, wait, that's not even the white layer. What the fuck did I do? Oh, yeah, we're good. All right. So there's there's basically what you had before, but without that. And now we have the ability to do whatever we want. Let me see. Trying to look at their thing. In fact, while I'm on this one, I'm going to grab the little barcode thing. We might even recreate that too, just to get it as high quality as we need. Create another layer in there. Yeah, it's going to be super low quality. Drag it down there and blow her up. It's mainly just so we can try to get it to look, get the sizing for everything else done. It's actually not too bad. All right. We can maybe move something like this up. Got a Google screen next to me with a bunch of reference images going on, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. And get this bitch back aligned. All right. So yeah, their special report is usually up near the top. In fact, this is getting annoying. I'm going to turn off the snap because it's not helping right now. And then we can probably even try to size this so that it's, make it just a little bit bigger than it needs to be. Move it up just a little bit. Give it a little white space. There we go. We can clean that up in a minute. Just going for general positioning still. And then, how do they do some of these other ones? Okay. Let's fuck with this one. Trying to think of what to do here where it's all clashing together. We may, maybe we'll just cut that off, even just for now. For that, just while we play with it. Bring that up. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a typical standard mask thing on it. Oops. All right, I'm going to, I don't know what you're working in, but Control-Shift-I to flip around the mask, invert it, and then I click the mask button, and now that just gets rid of that, and we can come back, add it in easily if we need. So I'm thinking Army Times needs to be probably fairly big. Just barely touching that one. And then this thing should try, I don't know if it's even going to be possible, but looks like a lot of theirs, this takes up the majority of the middle part. I'm trying to think of how far down we could get it and make it big. And then maybe at least pull this in front. Oh God. All right. I'm gonna do a mask on this too. Just quick select all the white that's in there. Do the same thing, just flip it around and mask out all the white. Okay. So we still have the title, which we could probably change the title up some. We could find a way to make the main, if this is the main story, we could try to find a way to make this section of it. And then like they do this whole thing with like these 3 lines of text. Kind of wondering if we could do something like that. I don't even know what font they would use. Something basic. We can figure out the details later. Let's see. Should probably use black, huh? Random story. not even a good font, but that's fine. We can always do that. Still in the roughing out phase. And we'll probably end up doing bold or something, but we'll figure that out. All right. Just gonna copy that, bring it down, copy it again, bring that bitch down to then they usually have like little, they do italics. Bring it back to bold, change it to like medium gray. Do like a 26, could be a little lighter, but we can fine tune that shit. Okay. Guess I should have copied them after I did all this other bullshit. They kind of do something similar to this. We'll just copy that color. Take out that extra space. I don't know why I did that. And then just to get an idea. Alright. Fucking tedious. Oh. Alright, motherfuckers. All right. Okay. Let me think. We just buy a little bit more space and drag, put slightly more space in between each one. And then, what is it, the line tool? I hate the line tool. It never does what I want. I guess the fill is looking some sort of medium darkish gray. All right. Or maybe it's the stroke that needs to be fucking on. I don't remember. Yeah, that's kind of it. Right? Where's the height? God. Okay, I guess that's not it either. I'm just trying to make the goddamn thing bigger. Let me at least just make it a darker color. Do some optical illusions and shit. Even that's not working. Why is it? Oh. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright, so all that fucking bullshit work just to add a couple lines in between it. And those can get, they're pretty close. Then this, yeah, I don't know. Let me stick this on the top, use it as reference, then we can think of a nice way to fit this in here. We'll probably just put it on bold. And then we can fucks with the colors at some point, and I'll just do black for now. And then we probably just use the same thing you did, just for example. I'm trying to look at their. They seem to always do all caps on this type of thing. Let's see how that looks. Stuart. Center that. Yeah, their text is always like super bold and almost always touching. That's as bold as we get on this font. I'm just using Alt and the arrow keys to like scrunch these together. Drug. And did I spell that right? There's so many fucking T's in that word. I got tit in there. That's close enough. Ring to MP. I think there's an A in there. Maybe, I don't know. God damn it. I keep hitting the wrong key because it's the exact opposite in After Effects for how to, the shortcut key to the text tool. It's got a, you have to hold control in After Effects, but you don't in Photoshop. It's fucking annoying when you go back and forth. Then we can try to think of something. We could even screw with like the size of some of the words. Actually, for this type of thing, if we're gonna be fuxing around a lot, I'm just gonna put prostitution on its own layer, and then just remove it from here, and then we'll do ring chaplain. We'll copy that text, take it out, accept it. We'll put that on its own layer too. And then we make it all one line. Then we can do something like this, like that. Find a way to make the words just as big. It's as fancy as we want to get, but it's change the text and all that. And we can see about see, we can probably take that and do something with it. But I mean, there's a little bit of a start. Yeah, we can turn that off. So there's a little bit better layout, I think, of a typical sized magazine. I think this is what it is. I googled it and put in it's like 10 3/8 wide or some shit, or tall, I don't know, something, but this should at least be close to the size of a normal magazine. So if anything, it's going to be at least something that's easy to find at the store to do. There's I think this is like done with the layout phase. Like if we're happy with something like this, we can, you know, at a glance that'll fit. It'll look like everything's kind of laid out like a magazine. I think the next big thing would be going through and depending how much time we want to spend on it and how detailed we want, it'd be like recreating these things, either finding it online, just a higher resolution one of these or both, or like I was thinking, even like this bottom part's not too bad, but this part here you can probably leave the guy in and then just put, like, paint out the words and replace it with our own text from the text tool, so that way it's all nice and crisp. And then just doing the same to that and all these words. We could even do it to the Army Times if we want to. This probably isn't too bad. add down here. Probably just take out the word Geico and some of the other stuff. But yeah, I don't even know how long I went for on this, but there's me playing around with it. So I'll send this right now, then we can talk in a little bit and see if you need help like recreating some of this, or if we just decide it's good enough. For obviously we still gotta just fill in the details and change the story names and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll pause it right here.